throwing our house, baby. Let's go.
With that, why don't we go ahead and move the keys to the game? How do the Steelers go into Heinz Field and beat the Detroit Lions on Sunday?
I think when you go beat, like I mentioned, one of the keys earlier too. I mean, you gotta win with your offensive line right there because you gotta believe the Detroit Lions right now. I mean, they're coming in desperate right now, trying to gain some confidence right now. Dan Campbell's looking for his first win. I mean, it may not be this week, but I mean, I gotta imagine it's a matter of time. I'm sure these players love fighting for him while playing under his time right now. So I really believe right now, I mean, outside of the run game, you have to utilize a little bit more tight end sets right there. I think you want to definitely involve you better believe too. I mean, the lines right there. I'm sure they're going to want to try and not only take away the run game, but also the tight end game right there. I'm sure they're paying attention to what Freiermuth has been doing as of late right now. Drafted as a rookie. I mean, him and Zach Gentry. So imagine, I mean, if you're going to put the game in Rossberg's hands, I mean, James Washington, I think, would be another key right now. I mean, talk about a guy who earlier this preseason, right around the Hall of Fame game, after the Hall of Fame game, there was reports that he wanted out. He wanted to be traded right there. He was frustrated with his usage. He's at the end of his rookie deal right now, drafted in 2018. And you know what? I believe Kevin Colbert and Mike Tomlin got to be looking smart right now. I mean, talking into staying, or those reports were not sure of that. But I mean, this is the reason why you have him. You got a guy like Chase Claypool who's not going to be available pretty much for this Sunday. So, I mean, I'm sure when it comes to Ben Roethlisberger passing, how many times you see him keep doing these quick slants or throwing to Deontay Johnson, if not Chase Claypool? I'm sure they're going to want to key on him. So that's why I would look for guys like a James Washington to step in there. And then see if the tight ends keep their momentum going. So I've got to believe that's going to be another key right there. And also too, I mean, they got to start forcing some more turnovers. They only got, I think, 2-3 picks for the year. That's got to go up right now in a hurry. That is going to be another thing right there, which I'm not particularly really enthused about, because 3 years ago that cost them the playoffs right there. I think they had 7 interceptions that year. So I mean, right there, I like I said, it's going to definitely be the run game. Then I would say on defense, try and find a way to force some turnovers. They got 3 total for the year, 8 total takeaways, 5 of which been fumble recoveries. So I mean, you gotta take away the Lions run game too and put it on Jared Goff right there. So that'd be key number 2. Run defense for the Steelers, and then see if they could get a little slick with their tight end involvement.
Absolutely. So my keys to the Steelers beating Detroit is, as you had said, one, win the turnover game. As just about any podcast I've done, is if you win the turnover game, more than a solid chance that you're going to win the game. 2, utilize Freiermuth. I mean, Freiermuth has done well, so has Najee Harris, as we have seen. And then, of course, without Claypool, you're going to have to rely on Deontay Johnson more. Not that that's been a bad thing, but James Washington is going to be getting a lot more into the game for your Pittsburgh Steelers. And as far as defense goes, Goff has been proven to make a lot of mistakes so far this year. You have to capitalize on it and get turnovers when you can, because Goff has made some decent throws so far, but he's also made bad mistakes, and you got to capitalize on those bad mistakes. So win the turnover game, defense capitalize on Goff mistakes, utilize Freiermuth, Washington, Johnson, and Najee Harris.
Yeah, and you also got to believe another key matchup that's going to be in this game too. I mean, I'll probably also look at it right now. When I look at this game more and more, as we get a little bit closer to this, I think one of the key matchups right here, I mean, on this too, I mean, the offensive line versus defensive line. Look at Charles Harris right now, who leads lines in sacks. That's going to be my third key for this game, protecting Ben Roethlisberger too. I mean, the sacks have kind of ballooned up a little bit. They're 17th for 18th, most sacks in the league. But I think the matchup in this is going to be either Kevin Dotson or Trey Turner versus Charles Harris right there. Can they do the job right there protecting Ben Roethlisberger? Because And Ben Roethlisberger still got to be careful. He's got like that big tough guy lumberjack pain right there. Going into this game right here too. Let's not forget. He's been dealing with a pec and shoulder injury. I think since like the Raiders or Bengals game, I believe he said. So you want to keep him fresh as possible. Keep him on his feet. I think if they do not get the Ben Roethlisberger, that could be a troubling sign for the Lions right there. Let him get comfortable in the pocket, take his time, and then find like his rhythm right there. I think you have to pass rush Ben Roethlisberger. You have to get after him.
Absolutely. And if you can get to Ben Roethlisberger, good things could happen if you're the opposing team, of course. So what are the keys to the Lions beating the Steelers?
Well, another one too. I think. Last but not least, I probably have to say coaching. I'd probably be the last key right there. I think where it's going to really come down to right now. Listen, this is right now Dan Campbell's first year, and we all heard the press conference before coming into this year. We're going to bite some kneecaps right here. Well, I tell you what, in those crucial moments right there, as you look at last week, as ridiculous as that call was with the time right there, you got to believe right now, Dan Campbell right now, who people are waiting to see if he can get his first win or get something going with this Lions team. How does he keep this team disciplined right now? I think that's going to be a key for the obvious reasons. Keep this team focused. Make sure you're communicating effectively right there, not being penalized right there. So I would definitely say penalties right there. When you look at, as far as like on the defensive side, going into this game right now, they've been doing a pretty good job right now. They're 31st with penalties at 42. But then you also look on the offensive side too, where that goes. They're 25th Lions right there. So playing some disciplined football, I think that'll be like the last most obvious key. For the Lions. You want to prove something. You want to be a head coach in this league. You want to give your say some confidence as you get closer to Thanksgiving, your traditional game. Play some disciplined football.
Absolutely. Disciplined football will equal winning football with the right plays and whatnot. So that's definitely going to be the first key, is play disciplined. And two is they're going to play like there's nothing to lose, because, well, there is nothing to lose at this point. You're 0-8. You're not going to win 9 consecutive games unless something just absolutely crazy happens in the NFL. Like, let's say the Lions would have gotten Odell Beckham Jr. Maybe they would have had a chance to win 9 consecutive games. So that's not going to happen. So play discipline, play like there's nothing to lose. Limit the mistakes, Goff, because those mistakes gave you costly turnovers that costed you that Rams game, at which I attended, believe it or not. And then, of course, win the turnover game. Whoever wins the turnover game has a more than good, solid chance at winning the game. So there's not a lot of keys I have to the Lions, but that's because, hey, their best weapon right now on the passing game is TJ Hawkinson. Yes, DeAndre Swift catches passes from Goff, but in this NFL, those screen passes are more like run plays. So the running game's all right, but that offensive line has gotten injured, and of course, they don't have much talent for wide receivers. So everything's new too. That's the thing about this new regime, is that everything, coach, front office, coordinator, all new. They've had experience, yes, with the Rams, but it's all new in this territory. So who wins Sunday?
I'm going to probably go with the Steelers right now. I think they're going to win this game 27-17, around there. I'm looking at OddsShark right now. They got the over-under. It looks like about right now, 44 points, I want to say. I'll probably keep it just a bit lower right now. I believe the Steelers right now, they want to go out there. They want to prove a point. You know what? I'll take that a step back. I'll give it say a 20-13 score. I think I think the Steelers will probably start off a little bit good. They'll probably build a 10-0 lead. They'll probably get close, maybe 10-7.5 or even tied in this game, and they'll find a way to settle down late in the game right there. Like I said, their only concern is right now, as I just mentioned earlier too, with this team right now, with everything that's been happening right now, is their halftime leads right now. And like I said, lately they're 3-0, but still being outscored by minus 23 points in those 3 games versus Broncos, Seahawks, and Bears. You want to find ways to keep that under control when you got a sizable lead. And it's no secret when you have a 2-touchdown lead that they're undefeated with only 2 ties. I think with 214, 215 victories all time in their franchise history. So yes, I mean, you've given up a couple leads, but they still managed to find a way to get that back and close out in the crucial with some moments in the entire 6-minute game.
Absolutely. So you got your data from Odd Shark. I'm getting my data from ESPN here. The Steelers are right now an 8-point favorite as we speak. They are minus 380 on the money line, a money line that I would not touch with a 10-foot pole unless I was putting into a parlay. The Lions are plus 300. The over-under right now is 42.5, what I have. And as far as I go, the Steelers, I think the Steelers are going to win and the Steelers are going to cover. Give me 27-17. So I do have the over hitting if it's 42.5. If it's 44, like I believe you said, it would be a push. So the key that we're both saying indirectly is watch the number, because if it's 44, you may or may not want to go the under. If it's 42.5 or less, you may want to go the over. So what we're both indirectly saying is watch the number if you're going to bet the over under in this game.